Dude, we can segue to your boy.
Let's segue.
Your boy.
I gotta tell you though,
your
I
new
gotta tell
Superman.
you, I could not get through the movie.
Nobody could. Nobody
Because, no,
who
they
started
spoiled
that
it.
movie
They spoiled it on Twitter.
could watch that
the
movie.
cinematographer could not like black people, so like it looked like a bunch of silhouettes walking around in the movie, and it pulled
And
me
most
out.
of the
and I was
movie
just
is
like,
in the dark.
I fell asleep.
So.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just looked like silhouettes, so I kind of fell asleep. Like I was in and out.
So
I couldn't.
it's just the Game of Thrones lighting problem where they're just like, we don't need to pay grips, I guess. We don't need to pay anyone to light things. What do you mean? And then it's like a whole supposed to be epic fight, and it's like everyone on Twitter is like, I can't see anything. Y'all remember that when like the world was like, unless you had like the best television that like produced like the most crisp black colors, you couldn't see anything on that screen.
It crushes all the blacks, but that's a big, like, all the network shows do that lately. All the blacks are crushed. You could see the pixels in the corner of your TV.
I think the show that like really started to light like darker tones is Insecure. They do a really fucking good job at lighting everybody on that show. And there's like no white people.
That's how I feel about.
Well, but that you can do it when you have like a good DP and a good like people who know how to do lighting. Like
it just makes it really beautiful.
We talk some trash about some of the stuff we've been on, but I think Listen's lighting was great when I'd walk onto sets. I'd be like, this is, I know no one's getting paid on this, but this is this is looking nice.
No, whenever I looked at the monitor, everything looked. I mean, that movie's never gonna come out, but it looked great. I still hate your boy. He's awful. We're talking about Michael. We're 2 minutes in, but we're talking about
nobody has no
Remorse.
idea what movie we're talking about.
That's all right.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about the movie yet. All we've talked about is how it's poorly lit, and we couldn't watch it all the way through.
You're gonna start the clip, and it's gonna say "without remorse," so people will know
start the
what
clip
we're
with
talking about.
DP sucks.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
There was just nothing. Like the beginning of the movie happened, and I'm like, you know what?
We can title it Director of Photography, but spell it F-A-U-X.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Please. Please, just for me.
You're the editor. It would be you doing it.
Guys, it's after dark, okay?
It is pretty late. This is the latest. Is this the latest we've ever done the podcast?
No, the latest ever was, I think, episode 2, and we couldn't get XLR cables. I think we left Jess's house at like 1.
That was so funny, though. That day was just
ride or die, ride or die.
Ride or die.
All right, so Michael B. Jordan, still trash. Awful.
Your mom's trash.
No, you know what?
I'm just kidding, Eric's mom.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't his mom. It was his grandmother that thought Michael B. Jordan was trash.
Oh wow, I wasn't even referring. It was just an automatic response to come out.
Oh.
Grandma died.
Eric, we talked about that. This is where we learned that she didn't like Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, her dying wish would be for me to never watch another movie with Michael B. Jordan.
Unfortunately, he's probably gonna be the next Black Panther, so we're gonna have to.
Oh, is that true? Anyway, well, before we
rumors, no one knows who it's going to be, but a lot of people think
how would
like
they do that?
That's likely.
I think it's going to be the girl. I don't think they're going to replace him anytime soon.
Wait, but how would they make it Michael B. Jordan?
Resurrect Killmonger.
Yeah, they'll probably resurrect him.
No, okay.
You could literally just be like, oh yeah, it's side effect of the snap.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it doesn't make sense, but it makes sense.
I think just like
it's a comic book movie.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to put too much thought into how to bring people back.
I think people would just find it disrespectful if they do replace him anytime soon. Anyway.
Well, I think maybe not make him the literal Black Panther as much as just make him the main lead of the movie.
Aren't they making a show? Wakanda Forever?
No, that's the movie. They just announced the
movie's coming out next year.
I could have swore there was going to be a show, too.
No.
Could have swore.
I'm
going to fact check myself.
Let's keep talking about this shitty movie. It's maybe one of the worst movies I've seen in the last 2 years.
Go ahead. I honestly, I tried to watch it 3 or 4 times and I kept falling asleep. And I was like, you know what? Fuck this.
Everything you think is going to happen is what happens. Everyone dies. Everyone dies in the first 20 movies. 20 movies of this movie. 20 movies of this movie.
All minutes of this movie. This movie is 30 movies. In the first 20 movies, everyone dies.
Everyone dies. Dude, it was just like, and and because he's not that great, this is just in my opinion. They worked this script around his acting because he was already attached to it. Like, you don't actually see his reaction to the wife dying. You do later on in the movie, and it's really not bad. I'm gonna give him credit for that, but they don't show him reacting to the death happening right in front of you. And the whole time I'm thinking they did this on purpose because they know that he can't pull this off. But then
you think that until they show the scene where he does.
Yeah,
so.
I know. You're right.
And you know what? But
I stood corrected. I don't know, Jess. I don't know how far you got, but there's a scene where he, is he crawling? No, this is after the death.
I was
just
like
going.
in and
He just
out,
goes to
like-
revisit the death of his wife.
Yes,
and
I saw that.
he just starts to break down, and
Yeah,
I was like,
saw that.
he did a really good job there.
But also too, you have to like give the director a little bit of like, that's lazy. If you cast it around him, that's lazy. You should cast appropriately, and then director, do your job and get the performance out of the actors you want.
I guess, but he's
Blame
like
him for
he's
everything.
like top 5 biggest names out right now.
Eric's just a writer.
But he did
You
so
can't
good in
blame him
Black
for any of
Panther.
these
How could
things.
you
Damn.
not think he did good in Black Panther?
I didn't-
He was a
he-
fucking child star. He did good at. He did good as a child star too.
He didn't. My grandmother says he didn't do good.
I was
as
gonna
child
say,
star.
like,
He did.
Eric's whole opinion is based on his grandmother's opinion of child actor Michael B. Jordan on what General Hospital, like Days of Our Lives.
Dude,
What
you
was
gotta
it to
watch
live?
Hardball.
One
His-
Life to
You
Live.
gotta
Dude,
watch
you keep
Hardball.
talking about Hardball. This is what are we on, episode 2 again?
Yep. His little brother.
Well, every time we
died
talk
in the
about Michael B.
movie.
Jordan, we're going back to this point.
There was a scene that was really good. It was when he's in the building, and he just, I mean, it was ridiculous though. That's the only, like, this whole movie is ridiculous in and of itself. Like, Michael B. Jordan is literally super. They don't need to make a Superman movie because he's Superman in this movie because he basically does a whole Die Hard in 20 minutes. He just wrecks his whole team. Like, if Michael B. Jordan was the lead in one of the Die Hard movies, the movie would be over in 15 minutes.
Well, but don't they do that in like all the John Wicks? Isn't that like why we
Yeah,
love them?
like-
Because it's like beautifully choreographed action sequences. Not that I'm saying
Yeah.
this has it, but
Well,
the idea
he's-
of like I'm not gonna be critical about a movie for having like
No.
a 20-minute sequence where they just take everyone out. The movie is bad for other reasons, but I think when you
Eric
have like
is-
beautifully choreographed like action sequences and it's seamless and the camera knows what it's doing, it's
Yeah.
really fun to watch. That's why John Wick
No.
is so successful.
It was
Eric
fun to
is
watch.
literally blaming Michael B. Jordan for everybody else's problems.
No. This one had nothing to do with Michael B. Jordan. This was just one of the things that I noticed towards the end because I was like, oh, this is a really cool scene, but this is also ridiculous. Like, they're all trained killers, and this one dude, Michael B. Jordan, his character is just wrecking an entire building full of these people. While he's hurt.
I
he's like,
I saw that scene, so I must have.
you got pretty far in the movie.
But
I must
isn't
have like.
that
woke up.
also happens in John Wick?
I don't know if I'm trying to think. I don't want to defend the movie, but I don't think they're all trained killers. I mean, I guess they are. They're all hired killers.
You know what John Wick had that Remorse didn't have? A good DP.
Keanu. Yeah.
Keanu, yeah.
No, that is I think that really is it. Is like the camera just goes through those scenes so nicely. Like a lot of
John
people in
Wick?
action in John Wick, yeah.
Well, that's
Like I think that really is it when you have like the director of photography was just knew exactly where to go and what to do.
that building scene probably would have been amazing if they pulled like a Daredevil. You ever see the first season of Daredevil?
You talking about the hallway fight?
Yeah. Like if they,
Yeah.
I mean, I know that would have been almost impossible because it was like a 20-minute thing where he's like killing everybody in the building. But
Yeah.
if they did some form of that, which I don't think they did, that could have been really cool. That could have been insane. But still, regardless, what I'm saying is, I mean, this, like John Wick, you go in thinking that it's going to be ridiculous. Like it's like a Fast and the Furious type of situation. Without Remorse, it's just a dude in the military, and he's just wrecking everybody. I mean, it's fine. It's like it's supposed to be a fun movie. I'm not.
Wasn't
like,
he avenging his wife's death though, or his baby's death, his pregnant wife's death, or some shit? I'm telling you, I was like, I couldn't follow. I was like pulled in and out, zonked
his
in
wife,
and out.
his pregnant wife's death. Yes.
Yeah, so
I think
why
they
are you
just
looking at me like I'm psycho.
The more that I think about this, the more that this movie is literally just like, what if we take every beat from John Wick, but with a camera operator that doesn't know what they're doing,
and we'll just put Tom
because
Clancy
like
in
the
the
whole
title.
thing, but like the whole like the thing that caused like the catalyst in John Wick is, you know, after his wife's death, she gives him this dog, he bonds with the dog, and these guys come and murder his dog, and then he goes and murders everyone else, and it's a revenge plot but about his dog.
But I think, you know what, that's
And now
also
it's like-
that's also a reason where everybody's like, yeah, good for him, because like the dog is
go
involved.
go mess up those people.
But it's funny because John Wick, you care more about this dog that died than you do about this dude's wife who was pregnant, and that's how fucked up we are as a society. Or as a viewer.
To be fair, Twitter spoiled that whole plot line for me, so I knew it before I was even gonna.
I think it's in the log line.
Well, not that she was pregnant. I
think it's in the log line. After this man's death, this guy, he goes without remorse. He goes and avenges his wife's death. Like, I think it's just in there. It's Twitter didn't spoil it for me, but I think it's like in the title for Amazon. It's like, his wife dies. I'm like, bro, I didn't even start watching the movie. Why are you telling me this?
Now, Twitter was talking about Lauren London. She was his wife, right? Again, because we
she's in the movie
I don't know how to fucking...
Why did they even get Lauren London? She dies in the first 20 minutes.
Paycheck.
They could have gotten Joe Schmo to be his wife. He could have been gay. Like, it didn't matter.
No, I'm not going to talk shit about Lauren London, because I actually...
Lauren London was in something, like, when we were kids. Or...
I know.
She was like anyway.
She was Nipsey Hussle's wife. That's why I...
In real life?
Yes.
We got about 5 minutes.
On the whole show?
Yeah.
Oh
wow, that was fast.
It's all right. We did John Oliver and 3 reviews. Anyway, wrap this up. Wrap up this.
I'm looking up Lauren London for you.
This is a terrible movie. This movie's awful. It's all right.
I cursed again.
Lauren London, she's got nice dimples. She's attractive. You kill her off, people feel bad.
Hold for Everything podcast.